I am Nicole from Kvell Fitness and Nutrition, and I am here with Angela. She's been with us for a little over a year now.
Yes, a year.
That is awesome.
I can't believe a year. That seems crazy.
Yeah, no, time flies.
It does. It does.
Tell us about your health and fitness before you joined Kvell.
So I think, when I arrived at Kvell, honestly, I was really discouraged.
Okay.
I had tried so many different things that hadn't worked. I was sad that I had never used a gym membership. I had spent years paying for. I had no real connection to working out or my level of fitness or health or anything. And so when I arrived, I'm embarrassed to tell you this, but I came in on the 21 day for $1 promotion. Mm-hmm. And I was referred by some moms that I had met, and I overheard them one day talking about working out here at Kvell. Mm-hmm. And I was shocked not because of what they were saying about the workout, but because of the looks on their faces, how much they enjoyed it. And I was like, I don't know that I had felt like that in years. And so I thought, okay, and one of the moms mentioned, she said, hey, we've got this promotion, 21 days for $1. And I'm embarrassed to share this, but I thought, I can fail for $1.
I'll be
fine. That's okay. I can fail for $1. And so I had already set myself up before I came in here. Mm-hmm. And that kind of led me down the journey of how Kvell has completely changed my connection with my health, with my fitness. I think I've realized over the year that, being fit and feeling healthy, I have a totally different definition than I did when I came here. And that's been great for me. It's been motivating. It's kept me coming back. I mean, the fact that I've been consistent for a year.
Yeah. That's awesome.
That really says something because I know myself.
Yeah.
But so that was kind of how I came here. Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, that was the attitude that I walked in with. And I said to myself, I don't want to worry about the numbers because I knew they weren't good because I wasn't in any sort of shape. I knew the numbers did not look favorable because it had been years since I really latched on to something consistent. Yeah. And so I thought to myself, I'm just going to focus on the 21 days. That's all I'm going to focus on. It's just that 21 days and being consistent 3 times a week coming in. That's the only thing I'm going to, be consistent with or focus on. And so I did. And I have to say, after my first week, I was hooked. I could not believe it. I was hooked. I was like, all of a sudden, I was excited. I was never bored, and it just was refreshing. Yeah. And so that's kind of how my journey started.
It only took a week.
A
week to change your mindset about fitness. That's awesome. Totally true. So what was different about Kvell than what were you expecting and what was different?
Well,
how did you become hooked?
Straight up, I wasn't a group fitness fan.
Okay.
But I had never experienced classes like Kvell's model. I had done hundreds of classes at different gyms. But for me, the difference was really about when you take a class at another facility, the instructor teaches and takes the class. Yeah. And so for me, I had experienced injury, and I would get discouraged and then I would stop or whatever. But here you have a coach or an instructor that actually walks around and teaches you how to do the exercises correctly and optimally. Yeah. And so because of that, what I noticed was I started to gain strength a lot faster because I knew how to do, even if I had never seen the exercise, the fact that I had somebody instructing me and teaching me made all the difference in the world. And
definitely,
I felt like instead of coming to a group fitness class, I was really getting more of a personal training session. And that really surprised me because I thought, how can I feel this way but it made the interaction with the instructor or the coach made all the difference in the world. And to me, it's the major difference between what I've experienced outside of Kvell and what I've experienced inside of Kvell.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, the coach can come around to literally every single person.
Yes.
Make sure you're doing everything properly. And it could just be little changes.
Yes.
Like moving your hips inward, doing a movement kind of thing.
Well,
that changes the movement dramatically.
Everything. And I've had prior injury. I've had a broken back, a broken neck, I have a replaced shoulder, a replaced knee.
Oh my gosh.
For me, being injured is a whole different thing. So the fact that I had an instructor helping me to avoid that injury was really, I mean, it made a huge difference for me.
Yeah, that's awesome.
You know, and I have to throw in that the other thing I was most surprised about was the community. So when I came to Kvell, one thing that was so just encouraging to me was there were people with all different fitness levels. There were people like me who hadn't really done anything consistently for years. There were people who'd been on their journey a year or two. And then there were athletes who did this to develop strength for whatever they were competing in outside of Kvell. And just to have that variation of community was huge. And it was motivating, and people were so welcoming. You know, even though I wasn't in shape and I didn't, you know, I wasn't where I wanted to be, it didn't matter. Yeah. They were just excited to see me again, you know. And I felt like I had a connection with where I was working out, which is also something I realized I never had before. Okay. So I felt like a nameless face in a huge facility with lots of things to offer, but there was no connection for me. Yeah. And for me, that has been a real motivating factor too. Oh, definitely. When you come in and you have those friends that you've made through the fitness journey, that's awesome. Yeah. Okay. So what would you say like the biggest changes you've seen in yourself within the year are? Wow, that's a big question, because I will tell you, I've seen a ton of just different changes in me, but one of the biggest, I think I shared a little earlier, is I came in with a defeatist attitude. Yeah, and different mindset. Totally. So one of the things that I've realized about myself is that a small percentage of my fitness level or my state of health is the actual activity itself. The other 99% is mental with me. Okay. So I never realized that. I never realized that how I thought about my body and my connection to fitness was always sabotaged by what I was thinking. Yeah. I never really made that connection until I came here. And it's completely changed me now, because I know that I used to think, oh, I don't have the strength. I don't have the fitness level. I can't do that. I need to be in shape before I go there. Or I need to, and what I've learned is it's flipped. Really, I needed to know that I can do something that's unknown, that may be a little bit out of my comfort zone. I can walk into that. I can do it, and I can keep going. And once I realized that, my whole perspective on my health changed completely. That is awesome. Because I realized that I just sabotaged myself constantly with how I didn't think I could achieve anything. With negative thoughts. Every time thinking about exercise, it was just a negative thought kind of thing. Just discouraged, you know. And so I think my connection to my state of health has changed. My mindset has changed. I have a lot more body confidence than I ever did before. And yet I focus less on the scale, less on the numbers, and more about how I feel, what I can do outside. This is the first year that I bought a new mountain bike. So I'm mountain biking again, which I hadn't done in like 15 years. And I bought a whole new set of skis, boots, poles, the whole thing. And we've been skiing as a family. And that's not stuff I, 2 years ago, had any energy to do. Oh my gosh. And so that is awesome. Because of that, I feel, you know, those are the main things. And then also just the feeling of belonging in this health journey. You know, it's not always perfect, but I feel like when I come here, I know there's somebody else experiencing the very same thing I might be that day, or have somewhere along their fitness journey. And, you know, and that, it's really encouraging to know you're not alone, and that there are people that can they can help you achieve this. Everyone's in the same boat. Everyone could have those same thoughts. And the person right next to you
you'll be able to talk about it with them because everyone is just so friendly. Yeah.
And just the fact that people are so friendly and they're just so happy to see you, you know, and I've made some great friends here and I've learned a lot. You know, the approach that I see other people taking too, just sort of more of a holistic approach to health in terms of not only fitness, but, you know, people share their recipes, they share how their, you know, their nutritional programs have changed or their diets or, you know, I mean, there's just a constant sharing of information.
Yeah.
And so I feel like I'm always learning something new. And that's also really motivating.
Definitely. There's always on that Facebook page, always something new.
Yes.
And just being able to cheer each other on, which is awesome as well.
Yeah. And people really do. I mean, I don't just say that because I've been here a while. I mean, I don't need to be motivated, but you'd be surprised at how when you walk in the door and somebody you work out with a couple times a week smiles and says, "Hey, great to see you today."
Exactly.
That is like, okay, I may have drugged myself in here, but I'm really glad that you're glad to see me today. So I'm going to go out and, you know, do what I can.
It's all just getting in the door and then you're good to go.
It's true.
Getting in the car and driving there.
Getting here is half the battle. It's true.
But once you're in the door, it's a whole different world. Yeah.
And you're so glad you came.
Exactly. You leave feeling accomplished and Okay, so thank you for that.
Sure.
And as you may know, we are doing a 21 days for $1 promotion still. So what would you say to someone who is on the fence about joining?
Oh man, there's, I would say a lot, but I would say that if you have even an inkling of interest in what this is about, really explore it because I think you'll be blown away by what you find here. And I think you'll be surprised at what you can accomplish and time's going to march on anyways. So you might as well be marching on doing something that's positive.
Exactly.
So I would just encourage someone if they are starting a fitness journey or if they're looking at this to improve maybe performance outside, whatever their goal is, I would really highly recommend that someone explore it because one, you're only going to get positive benefits from it. No matter what. I mean, however it turns out for you, you're still going to realize some positive benefits.
Exactly.
So definitely explore it.
And it's only $1.
It's
so
only $1.
Try it out.
You too can fail for $1.
Exactly.
No, don't even listen to that. That's terrible. But it's true.
It is.
And I, like I said, starting my fitness journey and not being where I wanted to be, I just focused on that 21 days. And I just said, you know, I don't care about the numbers. I don't care about the scale. I don't care about how much I weigh or the size of clothing I'm wearing. I'm just going to focus on that 21 days and I'm just going to work on one class at a time. And, you know, when I narrowed my focus to just that, that point in time, it really helped. Yeah. It was really, I mean, it's just not so overwhelming.
That's really good. That's really good advice for sure. For someone that's just like, oh, I don't know, like a whole fitness thing, like, I don't know. It could be overwhelming to think about.
It is.
But just focus on that 21 days, getting through it.
Yeah.
And if it's for you, then great. And if not, then you've still learned something and it's still beneficial.
It's right. And you've gained a level of fitness that you may have not had the month before. I mean, that's really what I noticed was just the more consistent I was, the more strength I gained, the more energy I had, the more I wanted to come. And you'll never be bored.
Exactly.
I mean, I've been here over a year and I can honestly say there's never been a day when I've been bored with the work. It's just different and fun and it's always stimulating. And so
that's awesome.
Focus on that 21 days.
There we go. Well, thank you so much, Angela. It was great talking to you.
Thanks for having me.
And have a good workout.
Yeah, I will. Bye.